Hello my little cherubs, welcome back to my channel, Red Fire Flags. I am Phoenix. I am going to be doing another pick a card reading today for the Lionsgate portal. These are going to be messages from Spirit. This is what is Spirit removing from your path and what will they be replacing it with. Alright, there are two options, A and a B. This is A, or pile 1, and this is pile number 2, or B. So again, pile 1 and pile 2. So before I jump in, just a quick bit of housekeeping. Please like, share and subscribe. It really will help my channel out immensely. Please make a comment as well. Even if it's just a little emoji. Let me know what's going on with you. I love to read your comments as well. And again, it will help my channel out so much. So this, I'm going to jump straight into pile number 1. And yeah, I'll see you at pile number 1. Hello my lovely pile number 1s. So for those of you who chose this little shell here, so if you can see it properly, again the whole light situation, but it is what it is. I've also got these lovely little messages as well that I wrote out, and they come in these lovely little, can you see it? I think you can barely just about see it. But they're like these little messages wrapped up. I'll take one out so you can see them. Little dinky things. So I'm going to be putting a couple of those as well for your reading today. So first of all, I'm going to jump straight in. Pulled a couple of these little messages as well. So, what is a spirit removing from you during this Lionsgate portal? And what are they attempting to replace it with? Right, pile number 1, straight away, I feel like you were in a situation. Now, this is going to be a general reading, a general pick a card reading. So, there's going to be a few scenarios that are going to come across here. Take whichever scenario fits with you. If it doesn't fit, then it's not your pile. And again, try not to make things fit that don't fit, alright? So, straight in. I feel that you were in a situation, whether that's in work, family, a marriage or some sort of commitment, but this is something that you were involved with and it wasn't built on a stable foundation. So if this was a job or a career situation, I don't feel like, I can't really say career, because if it's a job, it wasn't meant to be a career, it wasn't meant to be long term. If this was a commitment with somebody, this is somebody who sort of made you feel like an overwhelming sense of adoration from them. Like that one minute they were adoring you and then the next minute they were leaving you with nothing. So it's like feeling completely empty. So it's like all of a sudden you're full and then you're not. And I feel like this was like this for a little while. As if this is a family situation, I am picking up here that it's the same kind of energy where no matter what you do or what you say, you can never really measure up. And Spirit is removing your... It's like this kind of want to kind of make peace or keep at it. And I feel like Spirit's removing these people, and it's removing also your energy to want to keep investing as well. So they're being removed as well as the energy of you wanting to keep them in your life. And I feel like this is a process you've been going through now for a little while, anywhere between 1 and 4 years I'm picking up. I also feel here that the people that you've been entangled with, it's like these people have lied on you. These people have caused you to have some sort of injustice. I feel like they've also swayed other people's opinions of you. Or they've tried to. They've been very dishonest. They have been very irresponsible. I feel like at one point you trusted them and you had this person, you held this person in some sort of regard. And I feel like Spirit has been trying to remove these people or persons or job or whatever away from you right now, because it's not for you anymore. And so you're in this sort of situation where these things are being removed, and Spirit's trying to say to you to kind of let that go now. All right, what Spirit's trying to bring in for you in the space of all of, like, so where all this turbulence was, where all this unreliable energy, this stubborn behavior on your part to kind of see things for what it is, whereas this person as well was taking advantage of the situation and they lacked courage to cement whatever it was. So if you're in a job as well, they didn't want to kind of give you that promotion or move or elevate you or move you forward. And I feel like this job has come to a close now, this relationship's come to a close now, or you're no longer talking to these families or these family members. Please take this and apply it as it applies to you, all right? You are transitioning. Spirit is moving you like, it's a very quick shift I'm picking up, like a fast track. I'm seeing, Jim, you know, like Tron, and they had those lights and they were just like, shoo, shoo. If you don't know Tron, then it won't make any sense. But if you've seen Tron, then I don't even know if I'm saying it, if I've got the right name, but Tron anyway. And it's a very fast-paced situation. I feel like you're being fast-tracked. You're being shifted and moved away from things that are not stable, away from people that don't have your best interests at heart. I'm picking up a very strong energy here as well, like a zoo, zoo, zoo. And I felt like this when I was a kid and I first started to have this weird third eye situation. It was a constant feeling that I had here. And I think I was about 4. And I remember saying to my mum, why does this feel like this? But I feel like you're having this weird sensation as well. Some of you are having this sensation here or a sensation here, and it's like an expansion type feeling, like a throbbing type feeling. And I feel like this is also you. You've come through the dark night of the soul now for the majority of you in pile number 1. You have moved past that dark energy. You have moved past certain situations, and it's just kind of you and your Todd at the minute. But what's happening is that there is a transition happening here, and I feel like this move is crucial to your growth. All of this was crucial to your growth anyway, but this transition is especially crucial. I feel like this moment here, like the Lionsgate portal, is kind of like, it's a time for you to reflect on your emotional baggage, basically. So who are you bringing with you? Because not everybody can ride this ride. Not everybody can come with you to your new place. Like, you're leaving Crazy Town and you're going somewhere else, and not everybody can leave Crazy Town with you. Not everyone can leave wherever it is to go where you're going. So you've got to make a decision on whether or not, or whoever it is that you're taking with you, what emotional habits are you going to clear out. I feel like Spirit really wants you to pay attention and reflect on that, because as you're moving through phases, and you move from this phase to the next, and so on and so on, because it doesn't just end here. I feel like for a few of you, this was your first dark night of the soul, and it's lasted for a number of years. But this isn't the only dark night of the soul. They get easier, but this isn't the only dark night of the soul that you're going to have. So with every level up, or with every situation that you move through or that you transition through, you've got to release baggage, you've got to release things in order for you to, and I'm getting really dry as well, so maybe you need more water. I also feel that whereas there was a lack of courage for you to speak up and stuff like that, sorry to switch, but Spirit's just giving me a message. Where there was a lack of courage for you to speak up, I'm hearing that this is being cleared now. And I feel like you're going to be a lot more assertive with your voice. But like I was saying, when it comes to transitioning and moving and leveling up, like, you've got to release things, people, let things go, in order for those transitions to be easier. And as you become a lot more experienced in this, you will know that just, you know, letting go of things and just moving forward is the best way possible. Those who are meant to move forward with you will be there when the dust settles, and those who aren't, they just won't be there. All right. I feel like you are in this stage at the moment right now as you're here. I feel like you've understood the value of yourself, or you're understanding the value of yourself for some of you. I feel like you've planted seeds, you're in the motion of planting seeds. All of you are going to be at different stages. So you're in the process of planting these seeds now, and it's like, it's how you want to build your future. It's not through anybody else's eyes anymore. It's not through anybody else's expectations or what you think you should be doing. Or society's pressure. This is you literally walking to the beat of your own drum. So I feel here that you're definitely looking at the bigger picture. You're seeing everything for what it is. You're seeing your value. You're seeing where you can make improvements for the long term. I feel like you have definitely overcome a lot, and I feel like your fruit is about to come in. You know, like you plant, because I'm seeing a cherry blossom, but not your average pink decorative ones. You know, the ones that turn into actual cherries, the little white flowers, and it's like the flowers have shed now. I've just seen the flowers have shed, and it's like the little bud thing is starting to kind of grow, you know, like a little thing, and it starts to turn into the cherry. You know what I'm trying to say. And I feel like you're at this point where you've shed those leaves, those little flowers and stuff, and now you're starting to bear fruit. Your powers of manifestation at this point are extremely strong, especially during the Lionsgate portal, because this is the portal of manifestation. It's the portal of change. And you have got, especially with the way that you speak, you are very good at speaking things into existence, good or bad, anyway, regardless. So if you're overheated, you can speak things into existence. Spirit is bringing in a sense of balance where it's like head over heart, and it's like a balance rather than you kind of being emotionally led all of the time. And whether you're angry, upset, cheeky, whatever, emotions are emotions. And if they're overworking, then you're in a sort of toxic energy. And I feel like you are finding a happy medium, a balance between that sharp tongue and, sorry, I don't mean to laugh, but I don't mind a sharp tongue person, to be fair. I do find them funny, unless I'm on the receiving end of that sharp tongue, I guess. But yeah. Sorry. You're finding a balance and a happy medium between that sharp tongue, between chopping people's heads off, basically, verbally, and kind of coming with compassion or empathy. Spirit's bringing in discipline for you and mental clarity. All right. I also feel here as well that there are going to be some new ideas and a thirst for knowledge. I feel like a few of you are going to be stepping into the role of maybe upskilling, so maybe going to college, or some of you are taking a refresher course of some sort. Some of you are kind of trusting what you already know and just moving through it. And listen, for some of you, I do pick up that you've got this very strong intuition about a few people in your life, that they're watching you, that they are, some of them have got ghost accounts. I will never work out why people do this. They've got ghost accounts and they're watching. Now look, have I been guilty of doing things like this in the past? Yes. The reasons that I have done this is because I have been blocked and I just want to be nosy. I don't really want to cause any harm. I just want to be nosy. But for the most part, this person isn't just looking at what you're doing because they want to be nosy. This person's looking at what you're doing, and in a way, it's like having these twisted thoughts about it as well. Being upset that you're able to move past certain things. So if this is a family member, this is somebody who is upset that you've managed to break free of your karmic family. If this is an ex-partner, this is somebody who is really pissed off that you've managed to break away from this karmic person. If this is a job, then there are people at your job that you're no longer there, or you're about to shift away from, that are upset that this isn't all you can do. This is where if this is a job, they're in that situation and there isn't much more they can do. This is the best that they've got. Whereas you are moving to bigger and better things. You're going onwards and upwards. And they know this. They are fully aware. And so this upsets them on a subconscious level. And so this person is spying, keeping an eye on you, or watching over what you're doing, and in a sort of type, I'm getting a type energy, sorry. But Spirit's being in abundance. This 8-8 Lionsgate portal for you, this is about you finding balance with your finances, with your emotions. This is you making better choices for yourself, choosing yourself. This is you finally listening to yourself, and you're not putting your crown on. You're realising your crown was always there. Just dusting it off and maybe straightening it up a bit. Male or female, it doesn't matter. We've all got some sort of crown. There is great abundance coming in your way. And that's an abundance of knowledge. For those of you who are seeking knowledge, there's an abundance of knowledge coming your way. Those of you who are... see, this isn't a pile that's looking for love. This pile is loving themselves. If love comes along, then you know what? Hey, bingo, bango, let's do it. But you're not looking for it. You're not placing your value in that anymore. If it happens, it happens. And if that person can meet you on your vibrational level and maybe at your tax bracket for some of you, because I feel like that was a problem. You don't date below your tax bracket. It doesn't make any sense. And I know how that sounds. But realistically, there are going to be problems in that connection. All right? Unless that person's completely secure. So I feel like you're starting to place a value on your head. Spirit is congratulating you for that. Spirit also is bringing in for you a lot more choices and options. There is going to be someone else for some of you if that's what you want. There's balance being brought in. Spirit wants you to know... Oh, bless. I'm about to sneeze, so I do apologise for that in advance, because I know it's going to come, because I've got someone that's come through. I normally sneeze or burp when someone comes through. I am seeing this bright pink fuchsia kind of colour, magenta colour, magenta and gold. This is fabric. It feels like a sari. And this is quite specific. Maybe you wore a sari at your wedding, or maybe this person wore a bright sari. But I'm also picking up that same colour in a cardigan. I know that's a complete leap, isn't it? But I'm picking up that same colour in a cardigan. I feel like this colour in general is quite a specific colour for a few of you. This is somebody who... is related to you, who has crossed over in spirit, and I feel like this person is just stopping in to say hi, just to let you know that they're okay. So whoever this message is for, that was a specific message for somebody. I hope that message gets relayed across to you, and let's quickly get back into the reading. Thank you for delivering. You are letting go. You are ready for change. You are like, come on, bring it on. Whereas there may have been a period of time that you used to fight change, you are welcoming that with open arms. Choices and abundance. Some of you are moving home. Some of you are Some of you are getting your inheritance. So there's some sort of inheritance that you have been waiting for. It's been held up by legal paperwork, I'm hearing. And I feel like this is going to be moved out of the way as well. All right. So let's have a look and see what your little pill messages said. See what Spirit's got to say to you. Right. Okay, so this one says reach out to friends, all right? So, you know, during this period of time, you've just come through a dark night of the soul. It can be quite, you know, a little bit like, when you've just resurfaced. Reach out, get out and about. I feel like this is for you to just reconnect with a few people that you've lost touch with. Sometimes busy lives and busy times happen and we think, oh, well, that person hasn't messaged me, so I don't see why I should message them. Listen, just reach out. Say hello. The next message is do everything with love. All right? Everything. You see, if you do everything from a place of love, and listen, sometimes that's not even going to be a place that some people can take. And it's not going to come across in the nicest way. But if you do everything with love, then it can't be a bad thing, can it? And eventually I'm sure they'll get the message. So move with love, all right? Keep love as your purpose. Spirit's saying, don't wait, leave it behind. So for those of you who are connecting with a person and this person was unstable, this person brought tension and turbulence into your life, I feel like you just keep moving forward, all right? This person is not for you. Leave it behind. The job, if this is a job situation, yeah, whatever the situation is, if they've got you on disciplinary, if they're trying to kind of pull rank, if you're being sort of, it's really weird, but it's easy to get bullied at work. But if you're being bullied in some way at work, listen, leave it behind, move forward, let it go, and find something else. There is something else. There are a lot more choices out there for you. Breathe. I think sometimes during transition, especially transitional periods, whether it's work, relationships, whether it's transitioning from our old selves into somebody new, it is difficult, and sometimes we hold our breath during times of stress. I know that when I'm concentrating, I hold my breath quite a lot, and I have to remind myself to breathe. So Spirit's reminding you to breathe. Just breathe and let it go. Karma. So listen, for those of you who are wondering about people getting the karma that they're supposed to get, everybody gets what they deserve. You've got some good karma coming your way. You've put in some hard work. You've put in your due diligence. You have put yourself through your paces. Spirit's saying to me that you have followed the signs and their encouragement, and you've definitely tried. And for the most part, you've been successful. So your good karma's coming. And I've got Scorpio here. So Scorpio energy, whether somebody here's a Scorpio or during the time, thank you. So during the time of Scorpio, I'm hearing there is going to be settling down of these energies. So right now you're in this stage of coming out of the dark night of the soul. There's been this upheaval. There's been a lot of things removed from your life, and there are things being replaced. And I feel like you're looking at anywhere sort of up to Scorpio period, which is like October, end of October to November. And that's when you can expect things to settle down. That's when you can expect your finances to be at a level that's manageable for you, where you're not paying out more than you're getting in. This is where you can expect to be at this equilibrium with yourself, with this balance. All right, so those are the messages that I've pulled for you today. I hope these have resonated with you in some way. Alright, please leave a comment, like, share and subscribe. Like I said, I would love my channel to grow, and that really would help. Alright, so thank you for tuning in and visiting my channel again. If you are a returning subscriber, welcome. To my newbies, if you've stopped by just for a quick look, please consider subscribing, and we can grow together as a family. So that has been your reading for the A8 Lionsgate portal, on what Spirit has got to say to you, and what spirits are removing from your life and what they're replacing it with. All right, my lovelies, so have a good night and take care. Hello, my lovely pile number 2s. For those of you who pick this lovely little shell here, this is going to be your reading for the A8 Lionsgate portal, for what is Spirit bringing in for you. What messages have they got for you? I've lost my little thing as well to tell me what the actual reading is, and I've got such a terrible memory. But I think it's also, what do you need to know? So we'll see. So right away, the energy that I'm picking up with you, my pile number 2s, my lovelies, is the energy of well, you've been in the energy of procrastination. I feel like this is shifting now. I feel like thank you. You were hooked up to somebody. This is quite a specific message as well. For some reason, my last pile is always specific. I'm just going to read the messages as they come out. I feel like with this last situation that you were in, I feel like this was a very manipulating situation. So whether this is family, friends, whether this is work or relationship, I feel like you were being manipulated, and I feel like your talents were being wasted in some way. So if this was a relationship, then this person probably caused arguments or some sort of drama before you were going to work, or before you were pursuing something new, or before you were going out. Whatever it was, as long as it never had anything to do with them, they'd cause an argument or a situation about it. If this is work, then I feel like your talents are being wasted in some way, like they're not making the best use of your skills. And if this is your family, this is a situation here, I feel like your family have kind of weaved this web of illusion and deception in order to kind of manipulate you out of your destiny. I feel like your family is very karmic. Both piles had a karmic kind of situation with their family, so there might be a message in pile 1 for you if you were struggling between the two. I do apologise for that. I just feel like somebody's got I feel automatically like this weight on my shoulder. If you could just step back and take that away, please. I feel like with this situation here, the fact that you've moved away from those karmic family members, or that karmic job, or that karmic situation that you have already moved away from, I feel like you've already begun this transformation. You're already moving into another energy, into somewhere else, and that's like a new job. I feel like you've already got a new job, or you've just become self-employed. But you are much more grounded here as well. And that's because you've moved away from these people. That's because you've stepped away from the situation. I feel like your intuition is being restored. And what Spirit's trying to bring in for you during this time is like this union. Now, a lot of the time we assume a union is going to be between us and somebody else. But before that union between us and somebody else can come in, it's usually a union between us and ourselves, or our higher selves, that we are struggling to kind of forge. And before we sort of connect with somebody else fully, we need to connect with ourselves. So I feel like there is this sense of connection, or this unity, this oneness with yourself, this complete partnership, where I feel like you're respecting yourself in a different way than you have before. I also feel like Spirit is bringing in this renewed sense of magic, like your magic, and you're touching. So for some of you, you're discovering that you've got a little talent there, a little magical talent, and you're discovering that and exploring that at the moment. And I would advise that you explore that with caution, learn protection before you do anything else, because when we do have a natural talent to do certain things, sometimes we want to run before we can walk. And if it is a natural talent, then it's something that's bestowed to you, then it is absolutely your right or your destiny to want to pursue that, and that's completely fine. But like I said, learn as much as you can about protection before you start jumping into little things, because you at least want to know how to protect yourself and your space before you start doing certain things, all right? And that's even if you're going to start reading, even if you're going to start healing in any way. Just kind of learn a bit about protection. Bless you. I feel like Spirit's also bringing in this vibration for you where you're going to start listening to your heart. You're going to start living in your truth. The illusions are being stripped away. Those people that are not for you, you're seeing them for who they are as well. And they're not doing anything specific to kind of stick out. But I feel like because you've come through this situation and you've got a new vision and a new perspective on things, you're just seeing the little things now and you're starting to think, And instead of you saying anything about it, you're starting to evaluate whether or not that's going to be worth it. And for the most of you here, you're probably assessing that for a lot of the time it's just not worth it and it's best to keep moving. You are definitely moving on. You're changing. You have changed. You're leaving behind things that no longer serve you. You're leaving behind people, friends, places. Those who, you're not scared to do that anymore. I feel like there was a period of time in the past where you held on to things quite tightly. But I feel like right now, thanks. My spirit guide is saying you hated change altogether, whether it was good change or bad change. Just change for you signified upheaval. And you just weren't involved with that. So whether that's a childhood situation where there were things that were happening that were out of your control, and now that things are in your control, you kind of tend to monitor them very tightly, or for whatever reason, you're understanding that for you to get the new beginning that you actually want, that also involves change, which means you've also got to accept change in any form in order to be able to get that one big change, that new beginning that you want. Now, I feel like you've been tested a lot through life. You are extremely resilient. You definitely rise above your tests and your tribulations. I also feel that there's a very small number of you here that may have experimented with certain things, like maybe psychedelics or something. I'm seeing a lot of colours. I'm seeing animals that have got loads of colours on them. So like a stag that's made out of a rainbow. That type of vibe I'm getting. Spirit's also shining a light on how good you actually are. They're also trying to relay this message to you for you to kind of accept that you are a good person. Good people are not perfect people. Good people are not holier than thou. Good people come in many different shapes and forms, and not all heroes wear capes. So Spirit wants you to see how special you are. Spirit wants you to also protect yourself. I was guided to pull one of these, and this says shield yourself. This is about protection. So when I was saying to you to learn about protection and stuff like that, first and foremost, you may also need to amp up your protection in general as well, because as you shift consciousness and you kind of shift into a more of a light situation, what you'll find is that you attract more negative experiences as well. And that's just the law of attract. I mean, it's just the balance. You've got a positive and a negative. We are in a world of polarities. So I do feel like you need to amp up your protection and maybe strengthen your faith in yourself and in your abilities. I feel like you've always known that you have this, you have a way to speak things into existence. I'm hearing that a lot of you here in my pile number 2s, if you don't know that you have some sort of magical affiliation with a magical line, you have most definitely wondered that more often than not. And this is confirmation that you are definitely from a magical line. You are going through a massive spiritual transformation here, my pile number 2s. This is about to give you freedom, freedom in your abilities, to trust your abilities. I feel like you're, it's like holding a star in your hand. I feel like you're a star. You are the star of your family. You are the star of your line. My spirit guide is saying that, you know, you need to raise your standards. All right. You need to also get out in nature, but you need to raise your standards of the people, the company that you keep, the people that you have around you. Because, you know, at the end of the day, right, as beautiful as the world is and humans are, humanity has a destructive trait. It is a fact. It is what it is. And until we kind of, all of us do the work that we're meant to do, we are going to hold destructive patterns. It's just the way it is, and it's also how we learn. But I feel like you need to be a lot more cautious about who you allow into your space, because you see the light in everybody and you see the spark in everybody, and that's fine. But listen to me. There is a spark in any and every one of us. Like, we've all got a spark, the all spark. Just reminds me of that Transformer movie where the guy had the all spark, or the spark of life, and that spark made all the Transformers, made the Decepticons, and it's like you have this spark, like this spark of life that's been given specially. You guys are my chosen pile. A lot of you here have been chosen for a special mission. You're not sure what that mission is, and most of us don't know what that mission is. We just walk in that light. You're just walking in the knowing. You're not completely sure what you're doing, but you're just going with it. You're living in the moment. Your intuition, like I said, is definitely going to be picking up, and you're going to be able to trust it as well. I feel like you're learning to trust your intuition. I feel like with you, my darlings, what the Lionsgate portal is bringing in, it's bringing in this. I feel sure. I feel confident. I feel like I can trust myself, and therefore I'm learning to be able to trust others. And my darlings, I want you to follow your passion. Spirit is saying, follow your passion, your creativity. Follow what makes your heart skip a beat. For a lot of us, we end up in careers and situations, jobs, family lives and stuff like that, where we're just not happy, we're not satisfied, we're not content. And, you know, some of us are dying on the inside because of that. Spirit wants you to follow your creative passion, follow your dreams. Remember what it was like to be a kid and still believe in unicorns and fairies and that type of thing. Because you had a wild imagination, and you've still got a wild imagination now. Like, I can see an adult just kind of walking in a field somewhere, or walking in a forest somewhere, or whatever, take your pick, and just kind of seeing little flying insects and wondering, oh, are they flying insects or are they fairies? I bet you're fairies, and sort of waving to them anyway. So you still have an amazing imagination, very creative, and Spirit wants you to nurture that. If you have lost your creative spark, then get out into nature, ground yourself, take your shoes off, plug your feet into the ground, and let Mother Nature do her thing. All right. What Spirit wants you to know during this time is they want you to know that you have done an amazing job, first and foremost. They want you to become a lot more acquainted with nature. Green, I'm seeing a lot of green as well. So I feel like you probably need to get out a lot more. And if you've started getting out more and you already do get out more, I feel like nature holds some sort of secret for you. I feel like there is some sort of elemental message trying to get across to you from some sort of tree. Hug a tree. Hug a tree and see what happens, I'm hearing. Now, whether you are male or female, it is what it is. Energy is just energy, and there is masculine energy and there is feminine energy. And you are definitely bossing up, stepping into your Emperor's zone. You're in this stage of nurturing your dreams and your accomplishments, or what you want to accomplish in the future. I feel like your business ventures or business ideas are worth pursuing. Spirit wants to get that across to you very strongly, that, you know, you need to look at that and find out how to monetize that. A lot of you, Spirit's encouraging you to go into business for yourself. Itchy nose. Spirit's encouraging you to go into business for yourself. And for some of you at the moment, or for a number of you at the moment, times may be a little bit hard financially. I do feel a little bit sort of financially, you know, but try not to focus too much on the lack of your finances, because unfortunately the universe only understands the action or the doing word. So when you focus on the lack of something, it will continue to bring that lack in. Now, you're leaving behind petty behaviour patterns. And you're also leaving behind people that are petty as well, because it's something that's like, it's like being in rehab. You've got to break away from the people that kind of do the same things that you were doing and made you, and like, that's going to make you ill again anyway. And I feel like your petty bone, you need to not be around people that are going to kind of fuel that, because you could fuel it all by yourself. And winning at all costs, or kind of being in that type of energy, I don't feel like you want to be in that anymore. You don't want to be around or associate with people that can be like that, because you're seeing those people as, in a way, bullies. And though you might not have been that yourself, you're starting to see where some of your behaviour, or some of your not saying anything, maybe you've co-signed their fuck shit, basically. I feel like Spirit's also giving you the strength to carry the extra burden that's coming in, or that you've just recently seen come in. I feel like you've got a lot of stress at the moment, a lot of things to carry on your back, whether that's finances, the kids. It really doesn't matter much. But I feel like you are being given that extra oomph, that extra bounce, you got wow, to kind of get the job done. And I know that's a bit of a cheeky thing, but that's just what I heard. So if that's the case and you haven't really been feeling a little bit on the cheeky side, then I feel like you're about to have an energy injection. I feel like you're starting to feel the desire again. Spirit wants you to keep going. Spirit wants you to complete this cycle, and the end is definitely near. And I feel like once you've done that, I feel like your wealth and your abundance will come flooding in. So, my lovelies, what I've got for you here is I've got that you are releasing, and Spirit is removing from your time and your space people that don't serve you, people that manipulate or try to manipulate the situation, people that take advantage of your character, people that don't use you to the best, or use your skills to the best of their ability, or pay you in the right way. You are leaving behind anybody who doesn't value you or see you. And you're starting to realize that you, and the way that you see your worth, is important, because that also shows other people how to love you. That also shows other people your worth, or how to kind of treat you. I'm hearing Red Bull gives you wings. So for a couple of you, I feel like you're getting your wings. You're getting that graduation. You've done that soul work. I feel like you're good in your own little garden. Like I'm hearing Mary, Mary, Quack, Contrary, how does your garden grow? And I feel like this is you just chilled, You know, whether you've got a dog or some sort of cat or whatever, like there's a little furry animal sitting down by your feet, and you're actually fine. You're fine working on yourself. You're fine working on the little things that need working on, and you just don't want to be upset by anybody that's not coming in to give you what you are worth. So you're just stepping away from all of that, and Spirit wants you to step away from all of that. So these have been your messages. That was a crazy channel towards the end because I felt myself going off a little bit. I'm not sure how that went, so I'm going to have to listen back to that as well. It happens every now and again. I get a little bit carried off. So this has been your reading for what's been brought in for you for the 8-8 Lionsgate. What Spirit are removing? What are they compensating you with? And I've also got a few of these. I pulled these for pile number 1. There's some water. And I'll pull a few for you as well. Right, these are these little, I bought these, doing a little shuffle. Right, these are my little messages, and they've got like in a little scroll form. How cute are those? How cute are they? So, I'm going to pull a few of these for you, read them out and see what other messages that Spirit has got. So we'll start with this one that I've just opened up. There we go. Right, my darling. So Spirit also wants you to invest in some self-care. All right. So keep chopping away that dead wood, getting rid of people, places and things that don't serve you. But also kind of be good to yourself. Take yourself out. Spoil yourself. Buy yourself something that you've been wanting for a while. Don't worry about where the finances will come from. I feel like whatever you spend will be returned to you tenfold anyway. So you have no need to worry about that. All right. Let's have a look at your other message and see what else we've got. You are enough. Pile number 2's you are enough. All right. You've always been enough. All right. And don't let anybody else make you feel any less than. You matter. All right, my darlings. So we've got a couple more for you. I'm just going to open those now. Let me open one on the camera so you can see as well. Okay. Strawberries. Now, there used to be this song called Strawberries. This is the song that I was channeling when I wrote this. And it's strawberries. Sometimes you're bitter, sometimes you're sweet. I feel the same way about you and me. No, so it says strawberries, strawberries. Sometimes they're bitter, sometimes they're sweet. I feel the same way about you and me. So, you know, I feel like this is Spirit saying that you are taking life with the rough and the smooth, with the good and bad. And I feel like at the moment, instead of you kind of being worries me, I feel like you've sort of taken things on the chin. And Spirit wants to kind of celebrate you. Listen to that song, Strawberries. I can't remember who it's by, but it's called Strawberries. And we've got here, embrace change. All right. So I feel like I mentioned something about change earlier on. And I feel like that's just confirmation of that. And your last message is... try something new. So whether that's try something new food-wise, Instead of ordering the same thing every week, if you go to the Chinese and ordering a beef and mushrooms, maybe venture out and have, I don't know, crispy chili beef or something. But try something new. If you want to get out and about and you normally go to the same places, try going somewhere different. If you go and you have a drink every now and again and you've always ordered the same drink for the last how many years, try something new. Alright? How do you know whether you like something or not unless you try it? Alright? And sometimes we can become a creature of comfort. And the comfort zone, to be stuck in your comfort zone, you know, it's not ideal, to be honest. It really isn't. Spirit's encouraging me to pull one more for you. So I'm going to pull one more. No, I said encouraging like I had a choice. But I haven't got a choice. Okay, so you've just come through a tower moment. Excuse me. You've just come through a tower moment, alright? And this was the whole embrace change situation. You see that your new beginnings come with upheaval, or with letting go, or with moving past something. And you're open to that. You're definitely open to that. So those have been your messages, my darlings. I hope this resonates with you in some way. Please like, share and subscribe. Leave a comment. Please help my channel to grow. I would be so grateful. Also, if you are a returning subscriber, welcome back, my OGs. And if you are a newbie and you've just stopped by to say hello, please consider smashing that subscribe button. Hit the bell notification as well. That's for all of you. Hit the bell. I never say that. Hit the bell notification just so that you know when I upload a new video. At the moment, I am a sporadic uploader. I upload as and when I've got time. I am not monetized at the moment, so I have to do other things. And so I can only get on this whenever I can. So I appreciate you guys for subscribing anyway, and because I'm not that consistent. And I'm just hoping that I can become more consistent and we can get some bits and bobs done and stuff like that. So that has been your 8/8 Lionsgate portal reading. Messages from Spirit and what they're bringing in for you, as well as what they're removing. So I wish you the best. Take care of yourself. Have a good night.